Hello everyone and welcome back to another KSP video. Today we are going to be comparing the reusability profiles of the Falcon 9 and the Starship launch vehicle. We're going to be cutting between the two vehicles as they go through their flight plan, and we're going to be starting out here with the Falcon 9, which is airborne. There we go. So we're going to get the time lapse going and we're going to start pitching downrange as the Falcon 9 with our 4 Kerbals on board actually is going to plan on making a drone ship landing on the Just Read the Instruction drone ship, which I've located just a little bit down in the ocean. Now, for those of you living under a rock, the Falcon 9 is a partially reusable launch vehicle developed by SpaceX, which is very good at landing its first stage booster. That is most of the time. As we get ready to separate, we're just going to fine tune our trajectory. We're going to match it up with the drone ship, and we can chop that first stage engine, or the 9 first stage engines. We can separate the two stages right about now, and we can light the M1D vacuum engine, and there we go, accelerating into orbit. And now we'll get in the top left corner of your screen what this video is really about, and that is the recovery. So Falcon 9 is going way downrange for its landing on the drone ship, getting ready for our entry burn, which is, if we're comparing reusability here, something Starship does not do. Starship just kind of raw dogs it straight down through the atmosphere, but we have the entry burn going here for Falcon 9. Going to light up 3 engines during that, and now we can turn them off and start coasting on in. There's Miko, or Seco rather, on the Falcon 9 upper stage, and there is Dragon separation right as the booster is getting close to the drone ship, and here comes that landing burn. We have a single Merlin engine burning for the landing burn as that drone ship comes into view right now. Looks like we're undershooting a little bit. These are the challenges when not using MechJab or KOS to make landings easier. This is what happens, and what happens is we do some real awesome power sliding with the Falcon 9. Here we go, slide, 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 meow. Some SN5, SN6, or that Astra launch a while ago kind of vibes going on here. But here come those landing legs. They're coming in kind of sideways here, but we can kind of just doink it, and hey, that's not too bad of a landing now, is it? Not too bad at all. But now with the first stage of the Falcon on the ground and the upper stage in orbit, we can check in on our Starship, which has its deluge system going and its booster engines going, and we have liftoff. You can see that QD arm retracting as we get airborne now, get our fun little flap cam going as we start the roll program and start the pitch over maneuver. So Starship, unlike Falcon 9, is designed to be a fully reusable launch vehicle as opposed to being partially reusable. And this is, of course, aspirational. And what I hopefully will demonstrate here is kind of hopefully what SpaceX's final plan is in terms of Starship reuse, like an ideal maybe 10-15 years down the line what the system could be looking like. But as we cross 22 kilometers and 700 meters a second of velocity, we're going to start throttling down those main engines in preparation for Miko, most engine cutoff, as they like to call it, in preparation for hot staging. So here goes the outer rings, here goes the inner ring, and beautiful hot staging. This would be a fun discussion to have one day, but what is y'all's favorite staging in any rocket? I don't know what I mean, the Soyuz, the Korolev Cross is definitely up there. I mean, the shuttle SRB separation I do quite enjoy, but I will say hot staging on Starship, that's got to be high on that list. But we have the multi-cam view going here. I have the development version of Starship Expansion Project, the mod here, which adds some different features and has some different engine sounds. And I really like the crackle on the boost engines, but I'm not quite so sure I like the sound of the ship engines. But we'll just have to deal with for now as our booster starts to come on in for, of course, a beautiful catch attempt. We can see the view looking down from about the grid fin on the top right of your screen as we start ready to do a kind of pretty aggressive landing burn here. There we go, lighten up the engine, looking down at the chopsticks, coming in quite accurately. I am quite proud of this landing, if I do say so. If I do pat myself on the back. This took a while, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this good of a landing. But we have the deluge system going to protect the pad, and we are descending very gracefully between our chopstick arms, and we're gonna get yacht! There we go. Looks like a little bit of a rain has developed here at the KSC, but that's no problem. Super Heavy is good in the rain. And there's the catch, and here at the same time we have the shutoff of our upper stage engines. Now we're going to go ahead and make it daytime so it's a little bit easier to see, and we can start our recovery operations of our super heavy booster. So we're just going to lower it straight down onto the pad, which I assume is what the whole 1 hour kind of turnaround thing, right? We can just land it and just chonk it right down onto the pad. You can see that QD is good. We're gonna match up the QD to the QD, and that's what's gonna allow us to kind of put the thing back together, put the pieces just like a Lego set. We're building Legos here, but in KSP, which is not designed to do stuff like this. It is quite janky. There will be some obvious crossfades during this process, but this mod is at least designed to be able to do stuff like this, which I really appreciate. But there we go, just starting to line it on up. And I do some sneaky things during this video. Maybe we'll make that a little bit of a challenge. Who can find all the sneaky things I do? And if you know this, if you can figure it all out, I will do nothing because I'm broke. I have no prizes to offer you, unfortunately, but we're just gonna line those up like so, and that is going to pretty much complete our integration process, as we can go ahead and crossfade, and there is our booster hanging out on the OLM. Now we can check back in with our friendly dragon over here, which is now detached from its upper stage, which, oh my god, got expended. If we're comparing, right, that's the point of this video, we're supposed to do some comparing. It got expended. What happened there? That's not very usable. And the booster, if we're talking about that, the booster has to take like a multi-day long trip back to the port, and then it has to get hooked up to some cranes, and then has to go back into a processing facility. I mean, gosh darn it. The super heavy booster is already back out the pad, ready to go. I mean, oh, imagine. They get better. The architectures develop over time. That's crazy. Designs, yay. Anyway, we have a re-entry here of our capsule. Trajectories did a very good job of locating our landing path. We got to be nice and close to the KSC, so the very improvised recovery vessel, you'll see here in a minute, which is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever built in this game, has an easier time getting out to the capsule. But as is common, as is a staple of the Pilot 1549 channel, we are going to wait until the very last second to deploy parachutes. So there go the drogues, and we can chop those away. Here come the mains, and pulling a lot of cheese, but hey, we made it. They should do it like this in real life. Wait until 1 kilometer throughout the mains. Nothing bad will ever happen if we ever do that. Maybe we'll get Jared on the case. He seems to be in the mood to do these kind of things. Isaacman, we'll put him on the low altitude parachute deployment test flight. Polaris crash. Hey, we made it though. We made it. And here we are. Our recovery vessel is coming up on our capsule. We're on the inside view because I'm not sure I'm brave enough to show you guys what this thing looks like on the outside yet. But we're kind of bobbing along in the waves. I'm not much of a boat captain, so we're kind of going all over the place here a little bit. And here's our oh boy. The reason there's capsules attached to the bottom of it, because they're like the most buoyant. They're kind of like the only buoyant part in KSP. So this thing was just kind of sinking, and I figured, hey, capsules, they float, why not chuck them on the bottom? And it kind of magically worked. But we're kind of sinking anyway with the dragon, but we're floating enough that we can, oh boy, we are lucky. We were lucky reaction wheels are overpowering KSP, or else we would have capsized there. But hey, we're testing reusability here, and this is how the Dragon spacecraft is recovered. And we can just kind of, there we go, and now we'll throw those engines on, turn around, start making our way back to the KSC, and that'll complete our Falcon 9 journey here. Falcon 9 and Dragon. But we still have a Starship to recover, don't we? No, yeah, much easier than Dragon. Well, maybe not from an engineering perspective. From a KSP perspective, kind of is. We have some re-entry going on over here. Very exciting here. Dropping on through about 1,100 meters per second as we target the landing pad, or, well, the chopsticks. There's not really a landing pad. We target the air below the chopsticks, or the air above the I don't know what I'm talking about. I am very proud of this landing, actually. If you watch most of my videos that include some sort of complex flight maneuver, whether that be like a SSTO landing or a Starship landing or a booster recovery or stuff like that, there'll very often be some sort of cheeky crossfade that happens halfway through the maneuver, which is basically me starting a quick save, failing, and then having to reload the quick save 50 times until I actually can complete the maneuver successfully. But this time we get it first try. It is not pretty. You will see it is not pretty, but I figured, hey, this is a first try. I want to leave it in for the sake of me feeling good about myself. So we have the flip maneuver here. Oh, kind of an aggressive flip, I might say. We did come in a little bit kind of far away from the sticks, but no problem. We're dropping down in 2 engines. We still have that booster on the pad. I don't know if this is something SpaceX would want to do. This would be like optimal turnaround time, right? Like absolute minimum turnaround time is we have the ship coming down, you already have a booster. This would be very, very risky. But hey, they're the ones trying to catch rockets with chopsticks, so I wouldn't put it past them. And speaking of catching rockets, we are going to catch the ship. That was some very aggressive slapping we just did right there. Some very, very aggressive slapping. Booster 14.1 to be very proud. But we can begin the recovery ops, and we're going to try and go real quick here before it turns to nighttime. We want to give you guys some nice shots. Right, this is a cool shot with the sunset. Not going to lie, though. Not going to lie. Pretty good. Now, in an ideal world, in the world that SpaceX believe will exist, you should just be able to kind of use the sticks, just put it on top, chonk them down, and then just launch. So for the purposes of this comparison video, we're doing an idealized version, right? We're giving them the best possible scenario. So we're going to just kind of do that. We're going to kind of put this thing over top, chonk it on down, and give it a launch. Because, yeah, and this mod is very good. Starship Launch Expansion, Starship Expansion Project, very good. A little janky, though, because KSP was, of course, not designed to do any of this stuff, but we just threw them together, we can just go ahead and throw the deluge on, throw the engines on, launch it, and there we go. I mean, Starship's already flying, and Falcon's on boats and all trying to get recovered, and on drone ships driving back, processing facilities. This is why Starship is amazing. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. So I'd like to say thank you for watching. Until next time, please rate or comment to this video. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, and bye.